He knew from a young age that he was a psychopath. He enjoyed jumping off the second floor just to prove he could overcome his fear. After breaking his leg, he learned from a book that this was one of the hallmarks of a psychopath. As an adult, he became a chemistry teacher, not because he loved chemistry, but because it allowed him to create colorless, odorless sedatives. He wanted to use chemistry to pull off the perfect crime. Over the years, he had been putting on a facade, pretending to be a good man. He even did many good deeds, such as diving into the water to save a drowning girl. Though the whole time he was saving her, Barney had been thinking about strangling her. This incident further improved Barney's reputation. No one would have suspected he was a murderer. Finally, Barney decided it was time to carry out the perfect crime. He bought an abandoned house in the wilderness. On the second floor of the house, he concocted a large quantity of the drug. Barney used himself as a test subject. He poured the drug onto a towel, then started a timer with his right hand. The drug had to knock him out within 10 seconds. 18 minutes later, Barney finally woke up. He took out a pen and recorded the data. In 18 minutes, a car could travel roughly 17 kilometers. The drug's potency had finally reached the level he wanted. Next, Barney began practicing how to pick up girls. He needed to find a way to lure them into his car, then secretly pour the drug onto a towel, get into the car, and knock them out. Everything was simple and perfect. Barney practiced every detail constantly, even using his daughter as a test subject when he picked her up from school.
Pourquoi t'as fait ça?
Parce que je t'aime bien.
Finally, he felt the time was right. He encountered a girl hitchhiking by the roadside, but unexpectedly, her friend was right beside her. Barney had no choice but to make up an excuse to turn her down, and so the girl narrowly escaped. Barney had also tried taking the initiative. He'd pretend to ask for directions on the street, and then ask passersby to take him to a nearby pharmacy. But every time, the passersby were highly suspicious and always refused to get into Barney's car in the end. Barney had tried 4 times today and failed every single time. Afterward, he went out again to scout for prey. However, just as he began to strike up a conversation, he realized he had encountered one of his daughter's classmates. Barney didn't recognize her at all, but the girl recognized him. This incident made Barney realize something was wrong. There were too many people he knew in the small town. If he accidentally killed someone he knew, the police investigation would inevitably lead back to him. So Barney went to a tourist spot in another town to start looking for victims. However, the result was always the same. Whenever he invited a girl into his car, they would walk away warily. The clever Barney quickly came up with a plan. People these days were far too wary of strange men. He had to make himself look harmless. Barney put a fake cast on his arm to disguise himself as a disabled person. With so many people around the tourist spot, Barney soon found a target. Sure enough, now that he was disabled, the girl's wariness toward him dropped significantly. This time, he used a flimsy excuse to get the girl into the car. Barney was finally about to succeed. He poured the sedative onto a rag, but just as she was getting in, he unexpectedly sneezed, wasting the sedative he had just prepared.